The paradox we're about to explore is called the backup identity problem. It begins with a futurist named Elena Vasquez. Elena has spent the last decade working on neural preservation, not just memory backups, but full-scale mind snapshots. The idea is simple. At any given moment, a person can create a backup of their consciousness. Every memory, every emotional state, every belief, fear, and neural trace frozen in digital amber. In her world, people make backups like we make cloud saves in video games. A copy from last week, another from last year, one on your birthday. The promise is safety, continuity. If something happens to you, trauma, injury, disease, they can restore your last known self. Like rolling back to an earlier version. One day, a test subject named Ray experiences a breakdown. Not physical, not neural, psychological. A cascade of trauma leaves him mentally fragmented. Doctors suggest a full restore from a backup created 6 months earlier. The procedure works. He wakes up coherent, calm, functional. But when he looks in the mirror, he doesn't recognize his life. He asks where his apartment is, only to learn he moved 3 months ago. He asks about a woman he'd been dating. They broke up 2 months ago, and he has no memory of it. His dog is gone. His job is different. His friends seem distant. To Ray, it feels like waking up in a stranger's life, even though the world insists this life is his. This is where the paradox begins. The backup identity problem asks, if you restore an earlier version of yourself into a world that's moved on, are you still you? Or are you now a time traveler trapped in your own future? The problem isn't the backup, it's the continuity. Consciousness isn't just made of static data. It's a stream, shaped by unfolding events, relationships, and feedback from the environment. A backup freezes the stream, but time doesn't. So when you restore an old version into a new world, you've created a misalignment. The person you are no longer fits the world that was built around the person you used to be. And the deeper question is this. If your memories and emotions are 6 months behind the world, what part of your identity gets to say, I'm the real one? This echoes real-world issues. People with retrograde amnesia often feel this disconnect. They wake up into a life that technically belongs to them, but emotionally, spiritually, cognitively, it feels borrowed. In tech, we face similar issues with database rollbacks. Restoring data to a previous state can corrupt interactions with newer systems. It's consistent, but no longer compatible. The backup identity problem forces us to ask whether identity is stored or grown. If you're restored from a moment in time, but nothing around you matches that moment, who adapts, you or the world? And at what cost? Elena begins rethinking her program. She adds contextual overlays, designed to help restored individuals emotionally reconcile the missing time. But the overlays feel artificial. People begin to distrust their own thoughts. Did I really feel that? Or was that reconstructed for me? They begin to question their authenticity, not because they're broken, but because their timeline has been rewritten. And that leads to the hardest question of all. If you back up your mind, which version is truly you? The one experiencing life now? The one frozen in time? The one restored under new conditions? The backup identity problem reminds us that even digital immortality may carry psychological death. So as you lie here now, your thoughts perfectly aligned with this moment, ask yourself, if you lost the last 6 months of who you are and woke up in a world that kept going, would you still feel like yourself? Or would you become something new that just looks like who you used to be. But if you're still awake, here's something to quietly restore. If you can save your identity like a file, what part of you is too fluid to ever be backed up? The end.